What's up, everybody? So we're here for another class, and it's about functional harmony. A little bit rare content, but very important. It's the basis of chord progressions and music in general. Uh, if you are optimistic about the class and you think it's gonna be important, give the thumbs up and subscribe, because I'll be posting videos weekly, all of them as interesting as this one and as useful. If you don't know if the video is gonna be good, give me the hope at the beginning. You're gonna not regret it at the end. If you want to, you can take the like out at the end, but let's just start and you'll see that it's gonna be very useful and important, because it's functional harmony and it's what's gonna teach you the importance of each chord in a chord progression. It's very important, first of all, that you watch two videos. One, the basis, is the Greek mode video, because you're gonna know how to do the scales and all the notes of each scale is the basis. Then you watch building chords in order to know how to pick those notes on the scale and build a chord, and then this video. But if you want to watch this video already, it's gonna be better, because it's more interesting, uses more stuff, and I don't know, it's just more complex and you might like it a little bit more. But hey, let's start. So why did I say starting with Greek modes? Because, for instance, if we pick C to make it easier to facilitate it, we all know what the C major scale is. It's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and that's it. And then you can complete with D again, an octave higher. So this is the Greek mode. It's the Ionian Greek mode, or major C scale, right? The tonic, and from here you can build the chord. The chord, if you have watched the building chords video, it's C, E, and G, the basic one. But if you extend the chords links to this class too, right here and at the end, and then you also can put in, for instance, B, which is the seventh, major seventh. Then you make the chord interesting, right? So all the classes coming together in a more interesting stuff, more advanced, right? But here we are. So what is functional harmony, and what is the function of this chord function? Well, you have the scale, and the scale is the unity of notes that come together, right? And you have many ways of making that work. You have some scales that are more dissonant and maybe more cool depending on the context. And those notes, you can stack them in chords and create whole harmonies, right? And harmony is the conjunction of notes. So each of the chords on the scale is gonna represent a different function, because it's gonna sound differently and it's gonna play a different role in the song. So let's evaluate all the chords of C major, and then that's the place where I'm gonna be getting out that information of, okay, which chords exert each function, right? Starting with C major, let's do the basic C major. By the way, all the tabs are being put in. I don't know if you've noticed it. So C major also has its tabs. Here's the basic C major. What's the function of this chord in the chord progression, right? In this scale, which is C major. In C major scale, with all those 7 notes, this chord is the tonic. And it's the tonic because it's the main one. It's the resting place, meaning it's the place where you rest the song and bring it back home, right? So if you solo the C major scale in this chord, it's gonna sound at home, right? So I can play C major chord just to, do the arrangement, and I can solo with a C major intention, Ionian intention. sounds wholesome and happy because it's a C major, but also when I go back to C, it sounds like it went back home, right? And that's the tonic. It makes you feel like it's the basis of the song, and if you get out of it too much, too far, then you're lost, right? So that's the function of the tonic. It's the main one, and it's usually used as the main intention. So the second one, it's, well, D minor. It's a subdominant, and we're gonna get to the actual dominant, which is the last one, but the subdominant is a transition, right? So you can use it to sustain the song, but still engaging, right? And to contrast with a C major, that's how it sounds. So you get a little bit out of the center and then go back, right? That's the subdominant. The same use can be, well, a different use can be, given to E minor. E minor is a kind of tonic because, well, it sounds like C major. You can, use that to produce sameness, right? It's a minor chord, so it's gonna sound more sad, but still, it keeps itself. It doesn't look like you're about to complete something or needing to complete anything. You can just play E minor, and it's gonna sound like you're just starting. You're just about to start the song and do something more interesting, right? So. If I change between C and E, there's not much difference. You just change mood, but it's very just flat, right? Gives a nice contrast, right? Then you have F, which is very interesting. It's useful as hell. F is the fourth chord, and it's subdominant, just like D, except that it's used more often. Maybe because it's happy, but because it's, well, probably more notes in common with C major. But here it is. So see where we start. Leading to something, right? And then I'm gonna show at the end that you lead to the apex, the climax, and then you go back, right? So that's a subdominant too. It's F major, the fourth chord of any scale, really, but in this case C major. And then G, which is what I just showed. The fifth one, the dominant, it's the first dominant that we see, and it's the most used because the other one is pretty distant. That's the good dominant that you're gonna, almost always gonna use. The best chord sequences are based, using this one. It sounds perfect, right? You start home, you go to the adventure, and then you go back home. It feels like a complete thing, right? Especially if you put in the dissonance interval, which is the tritone that I've talked about, augmented fourth, diminished fifth, doesn't matter. And then the most chill chord ever, which is the major with major seventh. Again, extended chords video, don't forget about it. Dominant. Then A minor, one of the main ones, because it's the relative of the C. The relative is basically the sixth note after the first major tonic scale. So the C, the sixth in relationship to C in this case, this major scale, it's A, right? So A minor, sad because it's minor. It's a relative. You know they are parent scales. A minor has the same scale as, sorry, they are the relative scales because really they are literally relatives. They have the same notes, you know, but in different order. So that's that the A minor is gonna be like a tonic because it's, well, a relative, and not for no reason, because they have the same notes also. Not only the scale, but like the actual stacking of the chord, it wouldn't be that far, but it's the same, like the triad, same notes. It's just sad. Again, it gives a different flavor, but it's a tonic, right? And then the second dominant of the day is the second dominant, and we don't use this dominant very much. It's the B, right? It is very dissonant too. It uses tritone here. But tell me this is not like hyper dominant. It just feels like it's wrong. You must solve it, right? So those are all the, you know, in any scale, picking as a point of reference the major, the Ionian, because you can start from anywhere on the scale, of course, but like evaluate it from a simpler standpoint. Start from the tonic of the major scale. You know, if you run the sequence of chords, then all the chords that you get I've showed, and then their functions, right? And then talking about the chord progressions now, applying that knowledge a little bit more, I've talked about two different chord progressions that use this concept a lot. The first one being the sequence where you start with the first chord of the sequence, and then 4, 5, back to 1. You know, it's perfect. It's like only major chords, so very happy. They follow the perfect sequence of tonic, subdominant, dominant, and then go back home. So right, it feels like a whole story. You start it, you develop it, then when you get to the climax, you solve it, go back home, you know, just get rid of the problem. It might be what you're talking about on the lyrics. And well, those are all the functions being used, and looks like we have finished. So that's the video. That's it for today. So Greek modes, build the chords, do the chord function, and notice that we have chord progressions. We have more videos coming. If you're curious about the past videos, there's only useful stuff on the channel already. And thank you for watching. Share with everybody, because I want to grow a community of people that like the same thing that I like, and that are, you know, interested in novelty related to that. I'll be bringing that weekly. Again, if you liked, maintain the like, because I hope you've left the like since the beginning. Subscribe, and till next week.